Land ahoy! But what awaits? The sight of land after weeks at sea was both a relief and a mystery. We had been sailing through uncharted waters, guided only by an ancient, weathered map that promised untold riches. The island rose from the mist like a sleeping dragon, its form slowly revealing itself as we drew closer. The fog clung to it, giving it an ethereal, almost otherworldly appearance. Emerald slopes gave way to jagged peaks, shrouded in swirling clouds. The landscape was a stark contrast of serene beauty and rugged wilderness, a place untouched by time. A waterfall, a silver thread from the heavens, cascaded down its side. The sound of the water crashing into the rocks below was a distant roar, a reminder of the island's untamed nature. "Mark my words," growled Finn, our grizzled first mate. His voice was rough, like the sea itself, and carried the weight of countless voyages. "This place is bad business." Finn's eyes, sharp and wary, scanned the horizon. He had seen many strange lands, but this one seemed to unsettle even him. He wasn't wrong to be wary. The crew, usually a rowdy bunch, were unusually quiet, their eyes darting nervously as we approached the island. After weeks at sea, following a fated map promising unimaginable riches, we had arrived at this uncharted isle. The map, with its cryptic symbols and ancient script, had led us here, but it offered no clues about the dangers that might await. But paradise, it was not. The island's beauty was marred by an air of foreboding, a sense that we were intruding on something ancient and powerful. An unsettling silence hung heavy in the air, broken only by the cries of unseen birds. The forest seemed to watch us, its shadows deep and impenetrable. We anchored in a cove guarded by two towering rock formations that resembled giant skulls. The sight of them sent a shiver down my spine, as if the island itself was warning us to stay away. The resemblance was unsettling, a silent warning from the deep. It felt as though the island was alive, watching our every move. Our captain, the ever-optimistic, or perhaps foolhardy, Captain Blackheart, remained undeterred. His confidence was infectious, even if it bordered on recklessness. "Onwards, me hearties," he boomed, his voice echoing strangely around the silent bay. "Fortune favors the bold." His words were meant to inspire, but they only added to the tension. But as we lowered the longboat, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were stepping into the jaws of a beast. The island's silence was oppressive, and the shadows seemed to move of their own accord. A beast that had been waiting patiently for its next meal. The island was a predator, and we were its prey, drawn in by the promise of treasure and adventure. Welcome to the Lens of Life Unframed channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our channel for growth and support. Now, let's dive into the story. I will never underestimate the jungle after learning this. The jungle welcomed us with stifling heat, wrapping around us like a suffocating blanket. And a symphony of buzzing insects, their relentless drone filling the air and our ears. Giant ferns dripped with moisture, their fronds brushing against us like clammy hands, leaving trails of water on our skin. The air was thick with the scent of decay and something else, something ancient and unknowable, a mix of earth and mystery. I swore I saw movement out of the corner of my eye, a fleeting glimpse of something large and reptilian, slithering through the underbrush. But when I turned, there was nothing there, just the dense foliage and the oppressive silence. The map led us deeper into the island's emerald embrace, along a path almost swallowed by the relentless vegetation, each step a struggle against nature's grip. Thorns tore at our clothes, and sweat stung our eyes, mixing with the dirt and grime that clung to our skin. The silence persisted, broken only by our own ragged breathing, and the crunch of leaves beneath our boots, a constant reminder of our isolation. We stumbled upon a clearing, bathed in dappled sunlight, a brief respite from the oppressive canopy above. In the center stood a magnificent tree, its branches heavy with exotic fruits, their vibrant colors a stark contrast to the green around us. A tempting sight after weeks of salted meat and hardtack. But something felt wrong, an unease that settled in our stomachs as we eyed the fruits with suspicion. We couldn't shake the feeling that this paradise held secrets, and that the fruits, though inviting, might be the jungle's way of luring us into a trap. Reluctantly, we decided to move on, leaving the clearing and its tempting bounty behind, our journey far from over. As we approached the tree, the ground gave way beneath young Billy, sending him tumbling into a camouflaged pit. Thankfully, it wasn't deep, but at the bottom lay a gruesome sight. A pile of human bones, picked clean. A chill ran down my spine. This island wasn't just strange, it was deadly. We pulled Billy out, shaken but unharmed. It was a stark reminder that death lurked around every corner. The path beyond the clearing was littered with similar traps, cunningly hidden beneath leaves and vines. We navigated them with painstaking care, our initial excitement replaced by a gnawing fear. The island was clearly protecting its secrets, and it was becoming increasingly obvious that we weren't welcome here. The air grew colder as we climbed higher, the vegetation thinning to reveal moss-covered statues, their features eroded by time and the elements. Section 4. Whispers from the Past. The statues lined the path, their silent gazes following our every move. Each step we took seemed to echo in the stillness, amplifying the eerie atmosphere. They were humanoid figures, but their expressions were unsettling, a mixture of sorrow and rage frozen in stone. It was as if they were trapped in a moment of intense emotion, forever captured by the sculptor's hand. Some clutched weapons, others held strange, unidentifiable objects. These artifacts seemed to tell stories of battles fought and mysteries unsolved, adding to the enigma of the place. I could feel their eyes on us, their silent judgment heavy in the air. It was as if they were guardians of secrets long forgotten, watching over the path with an unwavering gaze. As we passed one particularly imposing statue, I swear I heard a whisper, faint and chilling. The sound was almost imperceptible, yet it sent a shiver down my spine. It was a language I didn't recognize, but the tone was unmistakable, a warning or perhaps a plea. The words seemed to hang in the air, filled with an ancient sorrow. The hair on the back of my neck stood on end. Every instinct told me to turn back, but curiosity pushed me forward. This place wasn't just filled with traps, it was haunted. The very air seemed to hum with an otherworldly energy, making every shadow seem alive. The whispers followed us as we continued our ascent, growing louder with each step. It was as if the island itself was trying to communicate, its voice growing more insistent. They seemed to emanate from the statues, from the very trees themselves. The forest was alive with voices, each one telling a different story, each one adding to the mystery. The island was alive, and it was trying to tell us something. Every rustle of leaves, every whisper of wind seemed to carry a message, urging us to listen, to understand the secrets it held. Section 5. The Treasure's True Face. We emerged from the jungle into a hidden valley, the air thin and cold. In the center stood a towering pyramid, its sides adorned with intricate carvings. This was it, the final resting place of the treasure. Exhaustion was forgotten, replaced by a renewed sense of purpose. This is what we had risked everything for. But as we approached the pyramid's entrance, the ghostly whispers reached a fever pitch, morphing into agonizing screams. The ground trembled, and the statues lining the path seemed to weep, their stone faces streaked with what looked like tears of blood. Captain Blackheart, his eyes gleaming with avarice, remained undeterred. "Stand back, lads!" he yelled, brandishing his cutlass. "This fortune is ours!" He hacked his way through the overgrown vines concealing the entrance and disappeared inside. Section 6. The Price of Greed. We waited. Silence descended once more, heavy and absolute. Minutes stretched into an eternity, but there was no sign of the captain. The only sound was the mournful sigh of the wind whistling through the valley. A sense of dread washed over me, cold and suffocating. Had the captain found the treasure? Or had the island claimed another victim? One by one, the bravest, or perhaps the most foolhardy of our crew, ventured inside. They returned moments later, their faces ashen, their eyes wide with terror. They refused to speak, but their silence spoke volumes. Whatever was inside that pyramid, it was beyond anything we could have imagined. As I stood there, staring at the darkened entrance, I knew that some secrets are better left buried. The treasure, it seemed, came at a price, and I feared that price was about to be paid.